Now, Alpha Beta is a drama about marital disintegration, which asks questions about the choices we make to fit in with social conventions. It was originally performed at London's Royal Court Theatre in 1972. Good morning to you. Welcome to This Day Live. Tell us a bit about the play and your character, Norma.
Well, it's a really interesting piece, and it throws up so many different ideas and themes and things like that. One really wants to let it go, and the other doesn't. So we're on day 6 today of rehearsals, and it's a two-hander. So it's so different from anything I've ever done before. But I'm really enjoying it and enjoying discovering more about this piece.
To what extent, because it's 43 years old,
yeah.
So how much of it has been adapted for sort of the modern day, or is it pretty much how it was back then? Have issues changed in 43 years?
Wow. Not a lot. I think it depends on the people, and it depends on the type of relationship that you have. And we're really exploring the reasons why certain people decide to get married. So it's why you decide to get married, that you decide to get married, and who you decide to get married to. That the foundation that you create before entering into such a huge commitment is so important, and it's the launch pad really, and the thing that will determine whether your marriage is
is there an element of sort of like keeping together for the sake of the kids here? Is that the glue that holds them together, but it's still tearing them apart?
Unfortunately not. It's not. They're more focused on one-upping each other and winning and scoring points than actually what is best for our children. And did we even want to have children? That kind of thing.
So that even becomes part of the whole dilemma of, well, why are we still together?
Yeah, very much so. And we were looking at the different types of kind of love, and what is love, and what happens when it turns into an addiction and moves away from love. Because a lot of people sometimes think that addiction is love. Like, I love that thing. But when you have no power over that thing, when you have no control, when you're around that thing or in that thing, is it love? Because love's supposed to be patient and kind and keeps no records wrong. So we hear that at weddings all the time. So this play really tests those ideas, really. You've
got a big change in role from sort of Doctor Who sidekick to this. Isn't this just a little bit depressing?
It depends which way you look at it, but they are. It is a challenge going to that kind of dark place every day, but I love it, and I think theatre is so important. It's so important as an actor to do theatre as regularly as you can.
And you've been rehearsing for, what, 6 days?
Yes, but this is the 6th day.
But this performance is actually going to be effectively not just in the round, but really in the audience. They're not just around you. You are not so much interacting with the audience, but they're right there with you.
Yes.
What's that going to be like?
Oh gosh, it's going to be a new experience for me, because I've done plays in the round, which are so lovely, because you get to, wherever you sit as an audience member, it's different. You get a different perspective and a different view, and you see different things. And so having them in the living room with us will be a new experience.
Sort of flies
entirely
on the wall type thing. And it's not even assigned seating. The people the doors open, you fill up, and it's kind of where you sit is where you're actually going to see the play from.
Exactly. But it's a very intimate space, so every seat will be a good seat. And,
no dodgy seats in the house.
No.
Why do you think now is a good time for this play to be revived? Because it was also a film after.
I think we're living in a different kind of society now. We're living in a society where people don't just get married and stay together for life. They might separate, they might marry again, they might divorce again, they might have... we're living in a society where we have blended families, and it's quite interesting to see a couple that refuse to kind of go their separate ways, even though it's gotten to a very difficult place. I think it's...
Well, you had Albert Finney and Rachel Roberts,
yes.
So white couple. You're now a sort of mixed couple, if you like.
What?
I spotted this. Is that how it's been modernised? That those sort of couplings might not have happened so much 43 years ago. Has that impacted those sort of cultural tensions, if you like, helped push the story forward?
Well, mixed couples actually go back hundreds of years, so it's not actually a brand new idea. We're just seeing it more in theatre and on television, so we're just more aware of it. But in terms of it being that helping, the race aspect helping or hindering, I think the racial tensions as well really do add to it and enrich it, and I think it's all the more richer for it.
You hopefully haven't had the sort of quite tragic life of the Rachel Roberts who originally played this role.
Yeah.
I mean, she had been through 2 divorces by the time she took on this role and then committed suicide in 1980. Did you sort of try and take anything from her performance to make it your own, or what?
No, I think the most important thing, and I love Shakespeare, the most important thing whenever you're looking at a play that's been done once before, twice before, 100 times before, is really just to go back to the text and the writer and what is it that they're trying to say. So I really just looked at that, and you look at it like your own thing, because everyone brings their own experiences to a piece, and I think that's what makes it so wonderful, because no 2 people are going to be the same and do the same performance. So I kind of just look at it like my own kind of thing.
Well, best of luck with it, Tracy Ifeachor.
Thank you
ever so much for coming. It's at the Finborough Theatre from the 18th of June and runs for 5 weeks. Thanks so much for coming and talking to us.